Peace, y'all. Hey, y'all. What is it? Friday, maybe Saturday, where you are. But I wanted to jump on and just talk briefly about when you don't know what to do, when you're doubting your steps. And I was having a conversation today, which always it turned into us in a session. And a lot of the times when we don't know something and we feel unsure and we begin to doubt ourselves, we, I believe that the reason why we're doubting and feeling unsure and feeling not enough is because we're experiencing and exploring. And I didn't even say as you come in and come on. I know I just wanted to hop into it. As y'all come in and come on, say hello, say hi, greet the day, greet the moment. It's Friday. Maybe it's Saturday. Hey, Auntie Sylvie Pooh, look at you. You look beautiful. Thank you for the love. I know everybody's all grown and moving out. Tell everyone, hey. But I want to talk about, again, I titled it as y'all, I really jump on quick and try to stay on topic with the title because sometimes, definitely when I don't have something written down, and we just got out of this session, I had a coaching session earlier and then a healing session. And then me and my friend was talking, and we got into talking about feeling self-doubt when you don't know what to do, when you're not feeling as if you're enough. And I gave her some questions that she can begin, because I believe everything, and thank you for the love. Thank you. Everything is in a question. Where are you coming in from? Everybody put down where you're coming in from. And I'm going to say, share this, because there is someone that is doubting who they are, that is doubting this exploration of self, that is doubting their curiosity. There is nothing wrong with being curious and exploring when you've been one way for so long, right? You're one way for so long, and this is how you know if it's for you. You've been one way for so long, and now you're expanding and you're calling in growth, and you're asking for all of these things to happen and take place. And now that they're happening and you're not knowing, it's almost like taking a walk because you think, and stopping because you're looking and it's dark and you don't know if the rest of the path or the rest of the trail is there. So that's going to cause you to doubt. Like, you don't want to take a step because you don't know where it's going. Connecticut's in the house. You don't really know where it's going. You really don't know what's going to happen. But if you really knew what was going to happen, that would be the only way that you would go. So you asked that question, but the question that I had her ask herself when she feels like she's doubting herself, because she's doing great work. I mean, like, great works she's doing. And I'm like, you're already expanding. You're already in transition, and it's new, and the feeling is kind of shaky, and you're doubting yourself is because your perception has changed. And that is a part of growing. So if you've been afraid to show up, if you've been afraid to really explore and be curious with life, because maybe you're looking still like, okay, I know I love doing this, but I want to try this, but I don't know how people will take me. People are always going to not be able to take you. So that's one thing, and I don't care how many times I repeat it. Like, when you have something to deliver or you have a message, if that means you deliver it over and over, deliver it again, because sometimes people don't catch it the first time. It's almost like reading a book, the same book. Somebody may not catch that. And it's the same thing with you. You're trying. You have to try things. You cannot not go after this new thing. You've asked for it. Now that you've asked for it and it's shown up, it's going to take some exploring. So I just wanted to show up and encourage you to keep moving with it, to not be afraid of the shadows, because through the dark, it sounds so crazy the way it's coming in, through the dark, there is light, and you're only going to see the light if you go into that dark. So don't be afraid, and ask yourself another question. Why am I doing this? If you're doing it because in her, she's exploring herself. She's already great at what she does. She serves. And I'm like, look what you're doing. The calling for what you want on the outside, a lot of the time it's what's the calling for the inside. So I encouraged her to go in, and yes, she does writing. Yes, she does journaling. But at the same time, she's never sat in stillness and quietness. And no, it's not for everyone, but it can lessen the anxiety. That's what I use. I use meditation to lessen the feeling of being anxious, of wanting to know what's going to happen. And oh, I'm coming out, I know, sorry. And that's what I use it for. And not to think so much of the past, because we get sometimes so caught up in thinking that, okay, just because I was one way before, I have to be that same way now. You don't have to be. And some people are not going to be there for you. And sometimes it's the closest people to you. They're going to go away. They're not going to accept you. But at the same time, is it worth the risk of not going all the way and exploring and getting into something new and something greater and something bigger for you to be something? So I just wanted to come and talk about that. So if it's something that you've been afraid to start, or something that, you've already been on it, but you're ready to expand into something new, go out there. And I want to talk about connections. I know I really don't have too much time to talk about it, but we're going to get into talking about connections. Surround yourself with those that are doing what it is you want to do. So when you have those days that you're thinking of the past, or you have those days that you're so anxious trying to go in to the future, the next second, speak up and say something. Don't hold it in. Because when you hold it in and you stop showing up for you, that's I honestly believe that's where all the strife, that's where all the confusion comes from, because we can be confused about things. Confusion, it's not a bad thing to feel confused and not know which way to go. That just means pick something and go. And your action doesn't have to look like the next person. Your action could be just sit here and breathe. Thank you for the hearts and thank you for the love. I love you. I love you. I love you. That could be your action. Your action doesn't have to look like my action. Your action doesn't even have to look like the people that you are with, that y'all have a common goal. And there's so much that I'm doing. There's so much that I'm creating and wanting to create, and just seeing it. So it's more than just me wanting to do it. And I feel like I express it enough, but to go further and seeing it happen, it can happen. What you've been asking for is already there, and I'm going to ask you to grab it, take hold of it, and go through the dark with it, because the light has to show up. You can't have one without the other, y'all. So if y'all get it, you understand, if it makes sense, you can always comment. You can always continuously share. You can always say that's not true, because regardless of what anyone says or what anyone thinks, when you're grounded in your truth and you know why you continuously show up, it doesn't really matter what those that aren't your people think or say. I promise you it doesn't matter, because those that are for you, they're always going to be for you. But things do change, and people's thoughts change, and that's okay. You'll still have those that'll be there with you and love you. Love you too, sis. Peace, peace, peace. Jennifer, peace. This resonated so much. Thank you. You're welcome. Peace, Jerry. I think that was Jerry, and sometime it'll say, I know I saw your face. I didn't see. It doesn't say you're there, and sometimes like that with making videos. You don't know who's going to show up. If you're doing it for the likes, or you're doing it because you have to have so many people, I'm going to encourage you to focus on one person. Who's your person? Who's your people? Or even when it comes to focusing on you, that's what today was. Honestly, I feel like through the healing sessions and through the coaching and even through the conversations with friends and us talking about perception, she was talking about how things felt so good to her heart. And what I say is because it reminded you. All I'm doing is reminding you of what's already inside of you. That's it. So those that it resonated with, peace, I love you. If this is something that you are struggling with not knowing how to take your next step, you can reach out. I'm still doing healing sessions. I'm doing healing sessions and coaching sessions. So reach out, and I love y'all. Peace. Thank y'all for the hearts, and thank you for the love. Hi, Bianca Young. And it's funny because I don't see Bianca. But I love y'all. Peace, y'all. Make it a great day because you deserve it. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank y'all.